Right. Now we talking. Now we talking that craziness. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Now we talking. Here we go. Hitman for hire and I want to get paid, but there's no rules and they only get one chance. Be caught victim to the circumstance in the ghetto trying to get out. Butts and shot. Superman give me super fat star like Pablo Escobar, superstar. Hey, Jackie, RBG in the building. I don't care what it is. You're always glamorous and gorgeous and getting it glowing. All right, we're gonna start the right way with the Amos Wilson joint. Because what he said right now is very important, very detrimental to what's going on all across the board. Nikkka Nikka negatively influenced KKK activity. Yes, I coined a new phrase, balanced about everything that goes on. The stuff that we selectively feel within our conscience and know what's going on right now. Um, the activity that's displayed amongst some of the most degenerative people and their cohorts, as well as some of the things that we do within our own vices. You know, nicotine. Yeah, yeah. It goes against what we listen to. Amos Wilson will rock.
When you fill with self-hate, your mind is reversed. What it means is this. You will love the things that destroy you, and you will hate the things that advance your growth. And you watch and look at your behavior. Look at the behavior of your compatriots and watch if what I'm saying is not true. I hate to read. I hate to study. I hate to learn. Oh, but I love to party. I love to smoke. I love to drink. I love to screw. I love to, And all the loves often you will find will be loves that what? That don't advance you one bit, and yet you can't get over them. You're addicted to them, you see. But the things that lead to growth in wisdom, knowledge, you see, self-understanding and self-discovery, healthy relations, self-control.
Very important, very powerful. Self hatred. Self hatred. That's where that's coming from. We're going to speak about it right now. You know, I'm thankful. Thankful and I'm appreciative of the audience who we can keep. So let's go in further. The last poets had a very powerful um, spoken word round table discussion. And one of the things they were talked about was niggas are scared of revolution. And um, the word that we use, the N word, right? A colloquialism, sometimes a pejorative. Colloquialism, like we, we misuse this word in a way where we, garner, terms of enthusiasm and endearment upon each other. But they also have negative connotations that we receive from outside, and now they've been misused in different cultures. But the economics of nikkardom, Nikkadom, is the wisdom to take said culture that uses these degenerative terms and pejoratives and use them creatively and cunningly to your advantage. Hint. Um, a nice hat like my man Ass Can put together a long time ago. Shouts out to him. Um, the entanglement theory that Jada Pinkett Smith said on our show. he was able to spin into this hat that I'm wearing right now. And because, of course, we live in a free society of words being spoken and, ideas being conveyed here and there, that it turned into a movement. And the brother was able to capitalize on the movement, make a couple of good hats, and it brought the catchphrase to a new life of its own, right? But here's the catch: the phrase itself was evolved from kind of a negative activity, if you want to boil it down to it. And that's what a lot of things that um, melanated people deal with. And that's why I want to get to the core of. I just had a show on a hip hop channel that I do. Shouts out to my people that came through, man. Some good vibes, some amazing music, and also some great insight, right? And what we were talking about was the trans ference of energy from lyrics of old to lyrics of new. Where there's a time where we just talk about what's happening on the block to actually people spinning on the block, if you ever heard the term. And we also talked about why certain terms shouldn't be used by people that do not live the culture. Let me express that again. Certain terms should not be used by people that do not live the culture because they water down and even take out of context what was being pronounced, what was being given. I mean, like, there's certain things that stay the way they are for a reason. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. And I am going to leave a link in the YouTube chat for StreamYards a little later. But let me speak on this. Um, I was also encountered with a phrase a long time ago. My man says, shouts to my man Isaiah Ducateers, right? Back in the days, he was known by another name. If you find out who, then you might have a connection, whatever. But he said, from quoting from somebody else's work, niggas and flies I do despise. The more I see niggas, the more I like flies. And that was some powerful game I ain't heard in a long time when I first heard it. I was like, wow, yo, the brother is dope. Then I found out where he got it from. And I was like, yo, that's real. Because even though I may like my people, I love my people. I mean, love my people. I'm from the muck and the mire, right? I'm from where you had to fight for what's yours. I'm from that. I'm cut from a certain cloth. And it's not to go against what anybody else may have came from or, that I don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. But me, I know I was built a certain way, and there's certain codes that I go by, and it doesn't make me totally special, but it makes me solid from within myself and my circle. And the more I see people being niggerish, which is actually a term of slowness and ignorance, right? See, in a room full of people being cool and kicking it and stuff like that, a quote unquote N word would do something extra, either to show out, to fit in, or to even like just bring attention to themselves, unnecessary attention. Um, a naga, we're going to use that knuckle, KKK. Remember that. So now it's negativity under the influence of KKK activity. Let's do it like that for now, right? Jackie, you with me? I don't know. A knuckle will put too much sugar in the Kool-Aid. Not wait now. You need sugar in Kool-Aid. I'm not that type to say You don't need sugar, sweetener, nothing like that in the Kool-Aid, right? But a knuckle will put at least a half a box of Domino sugar, the 1 pound joint, in the Kool-Aid because it has to fill at least three fingers full and see it visually, just to see how the kids are going to react once they drink a cup. All right, you don't hit me. You don't hit me. All right, let's do something different. A knuckle. A knuckle will tell you, yo, no, no, I ain't gonna, I know you doing this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell your peoples and all that. And then what do you do next? What does she do next? What she do next? Tell all your business in the street. All your business in the street. To Sally, Jack, and Jane. Yeah, that's what a nickel would do. A nickel would get mad because you're telling something that happened, and you want to stick to the facts and to the point, but because they don't hear their name, they feel slighted, and then run a campaign against you because you didn't mention their name. Knuckle. Yeah. A knuckle will pretend to be harder than who they are. Like, you haven't heard any stories about them. They barely had a fight growing up. And they get to a point where now they can seem like they can defend themselves, at least verbally. And now they're that person. They're that dude, a real one. Knuckle. Remember, it's an acronym. Negatively under the influence of KKK activity. Now you say, why did I even put the KKK in there, right? Well, we all know that anything disparaging and um, a browbeating, disdain, operational and systematic racism and discrimination, because people want to make these word programs and put slots in it and stuff like that. That's that double slit experiment stuff, right? They want to put all these little nuances and innuendos in the middle of things to make a buffer. Try not to say what it actually is. It's KKK activity. Things to destroy a people that are melanated, that are dark, yeah. From the lightest brown, one drop blood, you know, past the paper bag thing, to the deepest, darkest, bluest cat out there, and disparage them, put them in a box, put them where their expressions cannot be capitalized on by themselves, where their resources are taken from them. Like literally, like the resources that you build up, a company, a community, and a flow, a vibe, a culture that you do not reap 100% from proceeds. Yeah, even land. Shouts out to what's that? Um, the Bruce family, that in California they're gonna get a great deal of their property back. Yeah, stuff that doesn't go on mainstream media. Because you cannot depend that mainstream media is going to bring these things out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take the due diligence of content creators and independent researchers to bring these ideas out, bring this data out, so we can glean it further. I super salute the young sister that came out on TikTok talking about the the groups of properties. It was like over several. It was about almost 10 to 12 different areas that were drowned out by man-made lakes that used to be black settlements. Black settlements. Oh, you heard about that? First of all, I thank you for staying this long. I don't be caring. I don't be caring. You know what I'm saying? I don't be caring. I would like to just like get this information out there so it becomes a jewel and maybe a reference point so people can gravitate to that. Another thing I'm gonna cover soon is the Daniel Robinson story. I'm getting more information um, through the pipeline. I just want to take my time with that because that's a real, you know, that's a real serious subject. I'm gonna put it like that. But back to what I'm saying. Um, we have to, go into the archives of these different situations and really start to glean what actually happened there. It's not a see status, right? Because that's the first thing people start to say. Um, if you ever been into a Morris conversation, or people that claim Morris identity and nationality, or if you ever been into maybe one of those indigenous arguments and stuff like that. First things first. If you have no resources, you cannot talk about status. You can't. No. Zip. Zip zero, stingy with dinero, right? Like Jay said. You cannot talk about nationality. First of all, you can't talk about it's been a shell game all along. And because a lot of us are scientifically illiterate, we don't believe in science. We don't. We think science is something totally. How would I say monopolized by another group? Silly stuff. Nikkka stuff. Yeah, negatively influenced by KKK activity. Hmm. I will. Let's lay that down right there, right? When a person says that you speak white, or because you enunciate your words, right? When you express yourself as clearly as possible without going overboard, or you conceptualize things in a logical way without going off track. They consider you, having a European education. That is very upsetting. Let me get to your comment. There was a segment of the Trevor Noah show about the properties that were drunk. Right. See? Awake and aware. I love when a woman is awake and aware. I love it when all my people, but when a woman is, she teaches a nation. Okay, let me stop. That's exciting. All right. Just because some people may have more discipline and not even all right, because there have been snafus. When I mean snafus, there have been people that have of conflicted evidence and thwarted it, right? Concerted interests and thwarted it. Not so much conspiracy, but then also conspiracy. We have to be logical when we break these things down because if you can prove it, you can move it. And when you can move it, you can control it. Y'all don't even know. Salute to Vicky Dillard. I like the way she rolls when she gets the spirit. I get the spirit too. I don't like to talk about it too much. All right, all right. If you move it, you can control it. And because they may have a grip on the data that is available, doesn't mean that you cannot. And when I say you, I mean those that can position themselves into power with logic and reason, can put themselves in a state of mind where the data means everything. And then the feelings count. When we can put ourselves into that discipline, because we were those people of that discipline. Yes, yes, we were. Yes, we were. Regardless of where you think you found us and where you think everything started and all that other stuff that is basically is hyperfalutin for now. Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. As a people, we have been distracted into being an American-made product called Nikkas. That is a very bold statement. Very bold statement. Because it is a distinctly American-made product. Distinctly. Through the conditions, through the atmosphere, through the literature, through the belief system, through the economics. And when I say economics, that means that which brings resources, that which gives a people a pro and a con to be progressive. Economics. When you have something tangible that you can trade to build your base. That don't hit me though.
Ow.
There you go. Okay. Oh, I'm coming up. When you have these things available and you can disseminate them properly with a full expression, fair and honest dealing with competence and skill and decency, you have now put yourself on track to building a nation. Let's start small, right? Building a hood into a neighborhood, building a neighborhood into a community. The next show I'm gonna do is about waste. Yeah, I did one about economic waste, right? But the next one I'm gonna do is about actual waste and how we can filter waste into profit. Oh, let me take my hat off. Shouts to Ass Can. If you can get with them, they got great buttons and stuff like that. My entanglement hat is rolling. Shout to that. I love black businesses. It's a black business in Manhattan getting it busy. And I spread their information also down south. You know what I'm saying? So some good stuff. And shout to Barth, House of Barth. People don't think that we have eclectic, high-end fashion within our community. There's no excuse not to be fly. No excuse. And just because you may not have the dollars for it and everything like that, you know, if you're going to do and save something, you know, save some bread, why would you go somewhere that, you know, they don't really rock with you like that? They don't. You can go somewhere that with people that look like you, get them on the come up. It will inspire the people around you once you bring up the conversation. One thing I learned early on, right? I used to shop at 40 Acres and a Mule, Brooklyn, New York, right on DeKalb. And a couple of stores down, there was a shop called Two Black Guys. And the guy, he's from Canada, his name was Jeff. Guy with glasses, dark-skinned brother, good brother, man. And he was like so giving with you know his information. And the thing that he said that stuck with me, right, as far as it takes for black fashion, two black guys. There was a lot of hip hop groups using this and rocking this. The statement that he said is that we can beat the houses if we become a home. But first of all, I didn't even know what house was at that time. But then we furthered on to our discussion. We was talking about Carl Jones that came about making Ocean Pacific and then eventually Cross Colors. This is still with the topic. Nikkka, the nikkkadom. Because it's not just so much KKK activity until you sell your soul or sell your brothers out or sell your sisters out, right? So you're telling me about Carl Jones and, you know, how he's able to turn a working position for somebody else into a position of power in his own right. You remember the cross colors, you get the baggy jeans, you might get the different color shirts and sweaters and stuff like that, the crazy hats with the tie on it. Shouts to April Walker. She just did a Drink Champs interview just recently. If you can't go and holler at Nori and DJ FN on the Drink Champs joint, very good interview. But April Walker, I actually ran into her when 555 Soul was on Ludlow Street. I gets busy. That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse. There's really no excuse. Black luxury is with us, the Nagas, the Nigus, Nagas, Nagas. Nagas was like a term we would use for those that are um, dragon sovereignty and phoenix sovereignty. You know, yeah, it's a term for the the dragons with legs in Southeast Asia. Now this is mythology mixed with history at the same time. It's fact and fiction, so you have to be able to read certain articles and read certain books and glean on your own how these things fit in with your timeline and your description of things and where words fit. Etymology. Where's my peoples on the etymology thing? Come on, Grandpa, tell me. Yeah, etymology, right? When you put all that stuff together, you start to find out, where these things came from, what they were describing, and who they were describing, right? But this is not to put any supernatural feelings and motives upon a person. This is to greater bring, I would say, an affluence from your identity. Wherever you are and wherever you found a melanated person, you found a pristine sense of expression from the universe. First and foremost, first and foremost. And this extreme sense of expression is what brings you the luxury that you seek. Now, just because in our ignorance, we give it away and people utilize it in the sense of science and technology. Oh, I'm gonna go deep into that another time. Usually on Fridays, I would do the future flow show. I've been slacking off. I know. I'm gonna come back. It's been a wild time. I'm getting back into the live streaming things. So bear with me, and bear witness, right? So with that expression comes luxury because convenience is the medium. Like they say, the mother of creation, ingenuity is the mother of creation. And then we start to hear the the stories of the throne, the ivory throne of Akan, Ghana. Then we start to hear the stories of Cordova when there were fields of chrysanthemums or jasmine flowers where they would make the window a certain way, kind of vented. This is where vents come from. When the wind blows, it blows the aromatic fragrance into the house. It circulates into the house and kind of bends back because of the material inside of the house. Bends back and blows the hot air out, keeps the cool air. Adobe structures. Adobe structures in some of the hottest areas and environments from the southwest of America down to Mexico to Central and South America. Mimicking that which is already done in Tanzania and Senegal. Ingenuity being the mother of invention. This was our code for the longest time. From soul food to jazz. Man, you hear me? From writing scripts to religion. Getting this information and boiling it up and slow cooking it and dashing this in and dashing that and made us the people who we are. And when others from different groups or different interests, because it could be the ones that look like you as well, come into the fold. Hold on. Let me,
Hey yo, hey yo.
because they look like you, they feel they're entitled to take what you got and make it their own. And then disseminate it amongst people that don't have anything to do with you for a profit. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. But that's cool. I get that. Can we get a soul clap on that, man? Let me get come on, come on. Yeah. Because that type of thing takes place, we take for granted the things that we come up with. And then we don't know how to capitalize on it. Back to what Carl we was talking about with Carl Jones and the houses. When the houses become a home, when we start to take in um, the Carl Kanais, the Fubus, the Walkerware, Maurice Malone, hmm? Hmm? 555 Soul. You hear me? Those are the Polos, Ralph Lauren's. Them. Those were the Gucci's. Those were the Karl Lagerfelds, Henry Bendel's. See, but we get to a point where the white I'm not gonna say that. Chill, chill. Let me get myself to losing horn. I know. Let me get myself to losing horn. Yeah. We get to a point where those things are more successfully binding than the ones that we have on our own. That's why I mentioned House of Barth. House of Bartholomew, very good brother doing this thing. Sire Collective, very good brother doing this thing. Um, what's my man? Luca Brasi. We got shoot. He's doing the custom joints like Dapper Dan was doing it. Shouts out to Dapper Dan who's working for the House of Gucci because they, even though he wasn't using his own design, his freaking creations were that much more incredible. That much more incredible. So salute to Dapper Dan, right? Roy King, my man Roy King. Salute to Roy King. Salute to Nubia. One more. Can I get this up there? Can you see it? Nubia Apparel. I got a bunch of stuff from them. Nubia Apparel. Nuwbia. Salute to my man Art of Facts. ARTOFFACTS. This is the nucleus of culture and many more. There are many more designers out there. Diop, they do the face mask from Detroit. Dirt Label from Detroit. We got it within us, and it just takes the black dollar to excel. Another place to go is Buy Black 365, where you can get a whole mystery box from True Detergent to the Coral Oil toothbrush with the activated charcoal. So when you get on these platforms and you hear people talk about the things that they talk about, and they're not expressing anything that is enriching in the culture, progressive to the beings that we are, it becomes, you know, a detriment. It's very sad. I'm going to attempt to put the link. It rubs the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. I'm going to attempt to put, and shouts out to Jackie Brown. Oh, she got down for me right now. Shouts out to my main man, Massini, Flea, and my main man, Rome Gray in the building. You put this in the chat. You want to come up? Please don't be weird. Don't be weird, cause I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna play. Don't be weird. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Nikkka. See, I get what you know, and I know some people have the citizen apps. I get the police blotters and stuff like that, and you start to hear and see the tales of so much going on amongst people that are broken, especially now because I guess uh, um, they can't feel a real connection with the progressive things in life that they go out and be selfish or they go out and do these things just to get a rep, as Gangsta always say. You know what I'm saying? Brothers are amused by other brothers' reps. Sisters as well. And for the most part, the culture itself is killing the people that's supposed to preserve the culture. You know, we suffer from our own talents. Um, there's a couple of people I can bring up. I don't want to bring up any names or any open cases or even closed cases. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow suit, let's say for the BMF story, right? Salute to 50 Cent for bringing that back out, things of that nature. Free Meech, you know. Okay, so you say why would you say something like that, right? He's only going to do the same thing he's been. No, no. After about 15, 20 years, you start to learn that, you know, maybe I was doing something wrong. How about that? About 10 years, you start to learn maybe I did something wrong and I need to help others that may not go down the same path. Yeah, it happens. And because we don't control the society, but we control the culture, the if the people in the society that are profiting from the culture don't talk about the culture, they basically do a disservice. They're not speaking the whims of the same people they got the culture from. You don't hear me, bro. Come on, man. Where's my lightsaber at? They do not get the resource or the right information from society, from the same culture that society is built from. Let's say, how do I qualify that, right? All right. Hip hop is worldwide, it's a global event, an actual event. From the most mainstream artists to the most underground artists is celebrated somewhere, anywhere on the planet at any time. Who gets the bulk of that paper? I'll wait, but not too long.
Nice.
Who gets the bulk of it? Okay. Recently, 16 players got caught up in this web of an insurance fraud that resonated to the amount of about $4 million. Most of these cats, no, I ain't gonna say characters. Most of these cats, um, you look at their contracts, 8 million here, 20 million here, so many years and stuff like that. And I heard Shannon Sharp talk about how that money wasn't disseminated, uh, that money wasn't managed properly because a lot of these young guys that come in and the first thing they think about was where the shorties at, but not where's the accounts. Y'all don't hear me though. What? Y'all don't hear me. Yeah, no way. No. Y'all don't hear me though. Not where the accountants at, but where the shorties at, right? Not where the investors, but where my homies creeping through the hood, where my homies. And after all the Cristal sips, after all the designers brought, and after the Learjets and the $20,000 vacations, you're back to square one. And then you get a call. Yo, blah, 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 blah. You want to, get on in this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I could do it one time. And one time turns into two times, and two times turn into 10 times, right? And now there's a big fiasco about it. Shannon Sharp said, you make it, and I get what he was saying, and he didn't really want to throw the brothers under the bus, because, you know, coming from where you come from, you don't have a lot of options. See, Nikkadom is in the way. Nikkadom. Negatively influenced KKK activity. I'm going to keep drilling that in there. So when you hear somebody here say the word nigga, I want you to hear Nikkha, KKK. And then start to do the methodology. Why would that word cancel out this word? Huh? Why would you call it a KKK activity? Huh? Look at it. Jealousy, envy, hatred. Fakery. Fakery, yeah. Fakery. Fugaziness. Yeah. Deceit. Just downright disrespect. Disrespect. Indecency. Indecency is the chain that ties us up, ties many of us together. Indecency. The fact that we don't feel that there's any responsibility to be indecent because we're damaged. How about that? We allow certain behavior of indecency because we're mad already. We feel there's no healing to this, so I'm gonna be all I can be in indecency, a straight knuckle. Negatively influenced KKK activity. Well, you're easily prone to shoot down or stab or cut or disdain, slander, libel, put fingers to people that look like you, but not yourself. I don't do amens, but I will do this.
Copy, copy, copy.
Thank you, Grant. Yeah. That Nickarism is permeated and is percolating in different circles, even among this apparatus called YouTube, Facebook. Oh yeah, I implore you all to go into the Facebook hearing with the young lady, breaking it down. Oh, I forgot her name. Oh man, I gotta get my mind right. Oh yeah, oh yeah, something else. And if not, because the gingerbread man got the bread to break free. Don't get it twisted. Yet, you need to hear what was happening in the meantime, in between time. This is not for everybody, so I don't expect 100,000 views and all that stuff like that. This is for the cracks and the crevices, the crannies and the crooks. You feel me? Yes. That you. I'm talking to you. Come, because everybody does that. I know a song type of vibe, and they'll sing the song that go with the line they're about to say. Oh, come on, man. It's corny. Corny. Because you want to entertain. Let me do the disclaimer real quick. Y'all pissing me off.
Greetings. The views and opinions of Omega Sun are exactly that. Views and opinions. Viewer discretion is advised.
Code 9. Nothing. You are what you eat. From your elbows to your feet. But understand that, you know, these activities that we kind of celebrate sometimes too. We celebrate being real nookas. Real ones. That's what we call it. Real one. He a real one. That's a real real one. She a real She real. In a world that's totally fake. I won't say totally fake. Where my people's at? I know. But yeah, damn, come on. Not totally fake. Not totally fake. But
Shaking like a stripper, tighten up.
not
So
totally.
disappointed in you to see.
I know, I'm disappointed too. Not totally fake, right? Not a simulation or anything like that. But definitely have fake character vibes. People that are not 100, maybe about 75, but not 100. We see it. We there's channels devoted to it. There's media devoted to it. There's people out there that, you know, that's what they do. You know, and you hear it in the halls and the hallways and the mallways and all that other ways. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear how people ain't 100. You're gonna hear it. And we're in the most detrimental of positions because we are creators. No, what did I just say?
Come on now, dog.
We are.
Come on, man.
We are creators. A man, listen, a young kid can come out the house tomorrow morning, wear his hat a certain way, and his shine is different. You know what I'm saying? His grind is different. And 10 more not even mock him, but emulate him. And that becomes the new trend for the next 5 years. You hear me? A young lady can get her glow up until she blow up. Boom. Step out on the scene with decency, grace, posture. Posture? Standing straight? Just the right colors to do it. Just the right frequency, we do it. She come out, right? She come out. Clear the whole area, develop a new style for the next 3 years. Without having to show her ass. That's the cut. That's the cut of cloth that our special ones are cut from. These are the ones that we have to recognize and protect. And for the last few years, we've had indecent people and decent leadership guide the line, push the line. Yeah. When decency and love for self, what Dr. Amos, rest his soul, peaceful journey with the ancestors to the great essence and beyond, said about self-hatred. We get that right, we get everything else right. It doesn't matter how you approach the case. What matters is, can you defend yourself with decency, respect, honor. Honor is golden. When a person sees that this person right here can honor themselves, regardless of what their flaws are, they get the utmost respect. And whoever disrespects that, glow, that vibe, that aura, is a bozo. A bozo.
Copy, copy, copy.
I do things a little different. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna hold you too long, but this is I wanted to pin down that Nikkaism, Nikkaism, right? Negatively influenced KKK activity. What was the position of what the KKK and those groups like it? Because there's a bunch of groups now still active. Reference Charlottesville. There's still groups out there still active. Reference January 6, 2020. There's still groups out there active. Go back to some of the solo shooters. Solo shooters. There's still groups out there active that don't care about whatever culture you're trying to bring. The mission is to set pale paranoia, aka white supremacy, on cruise control. That means hands get washed. You could do it yourself if you hate yourself. Yeah, you can do it yourself if you hate yourself. If you hate yourself, chances are you hate those that look like you. You'll call them by different names. You'll say what they believe in is totally different from what you believe in. You'll say that their culture is booty bandit culture, or digging in the butt culture, or you say that their culture is picking in their nose culture, whatever. But you'll do everything to drive divisive means and measures to be a real one. I'm speaking for this. Oh, no, 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 no. They ain't got it like me. I'm rolling like this. I got this lot. Me, 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 me. Me and my team. We the ones, laying it down like this. We the ones going in like that. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like what? Like what?
Double, double, double. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Salute up top. Well, we the ones going in like that. Yours don't count. Until we have to divvy up the resources. And then we find out who's really controlling the resources. And why. There's a time, and I did this on the Rites of Passage show, where the physical realm has to go through a test to prove itself to the mental and emotional realm. This is why you'll have the Papua Guinea. Let's take them for example. They have the first test where they do the bullet ant gloves, right? This is about 11 to 12 years old, 11 to 13 years old, where they have to put their hands into the sedated bullet ant gloves. And then the bullet ant becomes awakened, and in the awakened they become furious. They have some of the worst stingers in the world. And they continuously sting and bite the hands of the adolescent child. And the child's rite of passage is to take the pain. Take the pain. Take the pain.
Fire! Shots fired!
Not cry, not pass out, but take the pain. And that's how they get moved on into the next phase of society. And in the next phase of society, from 18 to about 21, they have the land diving ceremony, where they build this high apparatus, maybe about 2-3 stories high, with these jungle vines, aka bungee, type cords. They have elasticity. And they have to be measured a certain way so when they do touch, they do not necessarily hit the ground, but they do hit the ground, but it's cut a certain way so it's like a soft, it's not a soft hit, but it's enough. And the thing is to cherish livelihood, cherish livelihood. They have to cherish the livelihood, cherish life. Because you can actually fall and break your neck. You can actually hit the ground and break several ribs.
Oh,
These things happen. So once you're invited into the society and you're moving into the society a certain way, you're qualified to build a certain way. You have some say so. Yeah. Until the Nikkadom is out of our looping, our psychiatric looping, where you can actually see your peoples as brothers and sisters, as comrades, as associates, as companions and comrades, or even just respectable citizens and beings on this planet, in order to build without chaos, in order to destroy collectively as an organization that which seeks to destroy you, eradicate it. Because when you build, you have to destroy. So you have to destroy that which seeks to destroy you. And as a collective, choose not to resurface that energy. Until you're able to do that and get rid of the Nikkah, the Nokka, negatively influenced KKK activity, negative universal KKK activity, where you don't want to lynch somebody that looks like you. Oh yeah, you see, people think that lynching actually means just a rope around the neck. But there's a lynching of emotional status, a lynching of economic status, idealism, possibilities. You can lynch somebody, right, by not being real with them and their goals. That doesn't mean you gotta cheerlead everything a person says. You get them to the point where logic gotta makes rubber hit the road. You gotta get to that point. What my man say?
perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be. You gotta get to a point where the logic makes rubber meet the road. But you definitely don't clown them and down them in the public. You try to, and then as a person, you got to make sure that your ego is set a certain way where you can take that creative criticism. If not, go get therapy. See somebody that you love and can protect you in your feelings and talk to them. But until that Nikkah, negatively influenced KKK activity, is eradicated totally and surely and amongst our groups, let's start with 5, then increase to 10. 10 becomes 100, 100 becomes 1,000, 100 to 100,000 right in front of housing. We could probably get somewhere. But if you do the works, if you do the works,
Dog. Come on, man.
not of my father, but of your father, who was a liar and a murderer in the beginning, sowing the seeds of Satan, and your hypocrisy, and your blasphemy, and your disdain, and your indecency. Oh shoot! I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach. That's not for me. That's not for me. I'm not gonna preach. I'm not gonna preach. Yeah. I got a little something. I can do a little something, right? I ain't gonna do it though. Until you're ready to eradicate all that, because ultimately that's just still a figment of your imagination. It's still a mind state. It's still an activity rate that you have to do. It's an expression from what you know, to what you want to make known, right? That type of confusion. Your works will tell it all. And then us, those of us that are true to a code. Can I put up the code? I'm going to try to put up the code real quick. If you bear with me. You know what? I'm going to try to put up the code real quick. Let me see. Can I get the bar spot in there? Let me get the bar spot in there. Okay. You hear me? Alright, let me move this around real quick. Yeah, I'm going to try to put the code up real quick. Just give me a minute. Move it around. There we go. Alright, there you go. Okay, here we go. Give me a second, a half a second. I'm gonna try to put the code real quick. Hope you like the music. Welcome to Omega Sun's Light Sunspot. This is the hangout chamber right now. I'd rather hang together than hang separately. You know what I'm saying? I hope